And modifications of mind means what? Whenever I'm idle, whenever I'm sitting easy, I'm always circled with certain modifications. One of the modification, they say vritaya, panchataya, klist, aklist, that there are 5 modifications of human mind, and some modifications of human mind are painful, some are more painful. Ending up, if you are attached to any one modifications of human mind, your life will end up being painful. See the research of Patanjali. There could not be the 6th modification. You think and get. They cannot be. When I'm going to talk to you about these 5 modifications of mind, they are right knowledge, wrong knowledge, imagination, sleep and memory. And in detail we'll be talking sometime later. But see, whenever I'm sitting idle, it's these 5 modifications which circles me. And if I am attached to my imagination, I will go to another world, and when I come back to the physical world, I will be painful. Sleep, memory, past. It's always the past which encircles you whenever you're free. Present has never encircled you. So these 5 modifications of human mind, yogis say they end up leading the life to a painful state. And how do we seize these modifications of mind? Then comes the whole process of yoga. Yoga is an art. It's philosophy and science too. It's a philosophy because the approach is beautiful. The approach is very artful. The approach is how they manifest this man into a god. It's a total transforming process. Now, how this yoga affects the mind. Now, if you see the word chitta, the Western commentators has named chitta as mind, but that's not mind. It's about light and sun. Sun is not light. It has a lot of more properties. If the output of the sun is light, similarly, chitta is byproduct of Purush and Prakriti. Something, when you get attached to something, it's enlightened. So that's chitta. It's a huge, if one talks on chitta, you will be able to understand the deeper meaning and understanding of the mind. Now, what is mind? What do you call a mind? Certain informations which is fed, and then how creatively you use it. Now imagine, I'm checking your intelligence to see how intelligent are you if you can describe one alphabet, forget about a word, one alphabet that has any meaning which you have not heard, which you have not read, which you have not learnt, that makes sense to me. You will be amazed. You'll be amazed to know that you cannot even utter one alphabet. Whatever, right, wrong, good, sun, light, moon, stars, colors, love, affection, faith, humanity, anything that is already heard. So your intelligence is just a bundle of information. And how effectively you use it, which we call as common sense, is what we call as logic. You will not have a logic if you're left in a jungle. Your logic will have different, only food. If you're left in a jungle, all these what we're talking about right now, about life, death, happiness, this is also taught. This is also, we've heard about. You know, in the lower creatures, when you go down the species of human race, you'll be amazed to know that when certain death happens, they respond differently than men. Why? Because the consciousness, which is so evolved in human being, understands it, perceives it differently. Once we know that it is not there, it is not there. We know there's something called death. And we mourn over it. It is as funny as that something which is so real, something which is so true, we don't even want to hear about it. And yoga is all about celebration of the time of death. And once you start practicing this science, you will slowly understand what is the aim, the purpose of this life. And it is what you have heard about yoga, is certain asanas. You can twist your back. That's not yoga at all. That's just, I told you, those are the cultural postures which we all are practicing. That will only help you to get rid of certain problems in the body, or to bring in muscles, to bring in the joints, to bring in the entire body to now to be ready to sit and meditate. It's a very powerful science.